Hey guys, MC Collector here with the second video in the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, X-Men Age of Apocalypse Sugar Man Build-A-Figure, and here we have X-Man Nate Gray. So here on this figure you can see he comes with the two of the arms for Sugar Man, no additional accessories whatsoever. The side artwork looks just absolutely amazing. We have Apocalypse there and we have X-Man there, Age of Apocalypse logo there, Build-A-Figure Sugar Man, really cool. Here on the back of the package we get a look at the figure, and the bio reads, Nate Gray travels between dimensions armed with astonishing psychic power. So here I got the wave. I bought it from a seller on Mercari. No website has it yet. Pre-orders haven't shipped, anything like that. So don't go rushing out to stores again. I bought it from a seller on Mercari who was selling it. He was selling it obviously at a premium price because it is very early, and that's how I got it. And then I am reading the Age of Apocalypse storyline. I bought the first trade book number 1, so I haven't quite gotten into the storyline where X-Man actually comes into the story, but I know a lot of you guys are excited for this figure and looking forward to it. Looks like we get a lot of the reused parts from like the Havoc figure, so I'll do a comparison with there so you guys can see it, but let's get right to it and open them up. Okay, here is the X-Man figure out of the package. You can see again he comes with the arms for Sugar Man. Lots of sculpted detail in there. It looks like it's going to be arm hair but no paint on there, so it's pretty flat and shiny looking, unfortunately, but we're going to stick those off to the side there, and we're going to focus on X-Man. Let's get an up-close look at him before we look at his articulation, because there are no accessories. Okay, so here is a close look at Nathaniel Gray. So this is the Age of Apocalypse's universe, dimension, whatever, version of Cable. So in that storyline, there is no Cable. There is Nathaniel Gray. He does not have the technovirus, so he is different. You can see here, it looks pretty good. We have this really cool eye blast effect right here that's actually stuck on. It's glued. You're not going to be able to take it off unless you break it off. It's translucent yellow to orange to have a nice flame effect, so that looks really good. His right eye, it looks like it's using a silver paint just for the eye, and then we get some white paint in his hair, and it's just done in a flat brown there. Looks pretty good. The figure came out looking pretty good. Usually when you have yellows and blues together, lots of bleeding through of the blue, but I really don't see too much of an issue on this figure. We've seen that many times with X-Men figures. It seems like Hasbro always tends to either rush them or cheapen out on the paint or whatever's going on, but this figure doesn't seem to have so much of that issues. Now there's a couple of paint missing paint spots here along like the thread line or seam line of the collar of his jacket. That's not an issue. That doesn't bother me at all. The yellow throughout comes out looking really good. Again, no real bleeding through, which is amazing in my opinion. So that looks really good. Having this out of package and looking at it, I don't know if it is the same as the Havoc figure, so I'll be seeing the comparison later on, but the bottom half of him is Bucky Cap. Nothing special there, just Bucky Cap with his tiny feet. We do get new kneecaps though. Those are brand new knees, you can see, because that whole thing is sculpted on. That's not just paint or anything, which is what I thought from pictures and images and quick looks at it. Those are new. We get this belt piece there. That is, I'm trying to see if that's a floating piece. It's a floating piece, but it's actually the torso portion is sculpted to be able to accommodate that belt piece. So this hip joint right there must be new, because those yellow lines right there are actually sculpted on. That's not just paint, whereas on the legs it's just paint, but the jacket, it is sculpted and then painted that way. So there's a couple of things going on, so that's why we don't really see accessories for this wave, because it looks like, you know, there are a lot of new parts going on with this. So that's kind of the trade-off. We either get accessories or you can get some new sculpts, and lots of people complain about sculpts being used over and over again, so this is what we get, even though half of it is Bucky Cap. So that looks pretty good. Now let's see his articulation. Okay, so the articulation for X-Man. So he can look down that much, and you can see he kind of suffers the same thing of Jean Grey, where his head sits really high on there. You can see all kinds of gap in there where the neck peg is. So he can look up very high, but then you have this whole gap issue where you can actually see the ball peg when doing that. So I mean, you just kind of have to work it to where it actually makes it look natural, but it is kind of weird. You get some head pivot in there, and then you of course get full rotation. Arms can go up this high at the shoulder. Of course you get full rotation. There is an upper bicep swivel there. You get a double jointed elbow like so, but there's some deep cuts into those joints, and it looks very odd. The wrists swivel and they do hinge. He has an ab crunch, so he can crunch forward that much. You just have to kind of get the jacket out from the belt, otherwise it'll just kind of catch in there and kind of mess with it. He can crunch back that much, but then here's what's weird on this torso. So I think it's a brand new torso, and it's completely flat right there where it comes in, so it just doesn't look good. At least, you know, with the other ones you can kind of see it curve and it blends in, but that just looks really, really weird. There is the waist swivel there. He can get the legs that far apart to do the splits. Kicks forward that much, can kick back slightly. There is an upper thigh cut there, double jointed knee, and you can see with those the new knee joints or kneecaps how that looks, and it doesn't look too bad. You do get the calf cut there, foot hinges all the way down, hinges up, and you get ankle pivot with peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So decent articulation for him. Now let's see side by side with Havoc, and you know what, they're extremely different. So maybe extreme is a bit much, but you could see that I don't know what I was thinking, because my memory is just absolute garbage to think that they shared any of the same parts, because they don't. I don't know that any of it's the same, other than the lower half being the bucket cap legs. Obviously the hips are different, so really that's the only thing the same. So again, the Age of Apocalypse wave, no accessories, is because he just comes with so many new parts with some of these figures. So you know, it's new jacket, there's new arm pieces, definitely new kneecaps on this hip joint is definitely new because it's going to be specific to him. So all kinds of new things going on for him. Now let's see some other side-by-side shots. Okay, here's X-Man next to Stan Lee, and you can see he is taller than Stan Lee. Here he is next to the only other figure in the wave that I reviewed, Jean Grey. So his mom. I wonder if we're going to get an Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. I don't like the design at all. He's got long brown hair. His visor beam, he only shoots out of one eye because the other eye's covered, I guess. It's a very interesting storyline, very interesting character designs for everyone. Everyone kind of has a redesign. So it's interesting to see if we do get that figure. I wouldn't be surprised if we get it, because you know it's Cyclops, and we'll get a lot of Cyclops, a lot of Wolverines and things like that. So maybe we'll get it, and then I'll be able to have all three together. We shall see. But one more size comparison. Okay, and here's X-Men next to Apocalypse. Again, this is the Build-A-Figure, and they are re-releasing this, a repaint in the deluxe line, so it'll be like a $30 figure. It'll have some new pieces, accessories like a skull piece, and it'll have a cape, and it'll be completely different repaint. I think it has a new head, so that's going to be coming later on. But for now, this is the Apocalypse that we have to go with the wave until that figure comes out, which I'm thinking there will be a second wave of Age of Apocalypse to go along with that deluxe figure. I could absolutely be wrong and don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this figure. Is it the one that only that you're going to be picking up? I've heard that from a few people. If you guys like the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so somewhere down here. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when all new videos go up. And as always, thank you for watching.